Meghan Markle is starting off 2025 like it's 2014 again. She's back as an Instagram influencer starring in Hallmark movies. Yep, she's announced a brand new Instagram and the launch of her new cooking show. But is this a last-ditch effort to revive her reputation, or is this a ticket back to success? There appears to be one fatal flaw that she's made in yet another launch here that teaches us not only the power of classical femininity, but how the sting of failure is really hard to shake. What are her plans for 2025? Well, hey everyone, it's Hannah. I'm so happy to be back with you. Welcome to the Swish, where together we explore classical femininity in trends, traditions, and lifestyles for an elegant and inspired life. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. I have a really big announcement coming January 18th, so make sure that you are subscribed and also that you are signed up for my email list. You can just click the link in the description and sign up there. But I've been working on something for months and I can't wait to roll it out for you. So excited to share more. Make sure that you're in touch. Meghan literally hit the ground running in 2025 with her finger in the sand. Yesterday, she posted a video announcing her brand new Instagram. It's been really interesting to see the way that the public has reacted to this. It's been pretty split, but people who are not usually following along with what we talk about consistently on this channel really aren't in the know about what's going on. But there does seem to be one fatal flaw with both of these announcements. So first, let's start with the Instagram and talk a little bit about what's going on her new platform. So first of all, it's a profile simply under the name Meghan. And this was speculated back in 2022 that this was linked to hers. And sure enough, that's correct. This Instagram account has been around since 2022. And when it was announced, Meghan's name was simply all that existed on the profile. Recently, it was updated to be Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, which I find a little bit peculiar because if you know anything about royal titles, royal news, then you'll know that the article is actually quite informative as to the status of the Duchess. So this could be the character count on the titling. I know this is so niche-y, but it could be that she just couldn't fit all the words on there. But if you know of Sarah, Duchess of York, she's not Sarah, the Duchess of York, because she's divorced. So this is actually fueling a lot of questions around the status of Meghan and Harry's relationship, which has been a question for some time because they haven't really been seen in public together in months. So that, first of all, was a big red flag. And that's all that exists on the profile now, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Now, she has two posts at the timing of this video. The first is her writing in the sand with her finger. And some say this looks like a horror clip, that this is out of The Ring or some type of movie, but it is a little forced and a little bit odd. No one should be surprised by this because this is something that Meghan has been doing for a very long time. But it's been spotted that this probably wasn't the first time that she did this because way over to the left, you can see another 2025 faintly. So she probably did a take and realized that she didn't like it. You know what? That happens. That's fine. But just do some due diligence and move over a couple feet to do it again because that's a little odd. And people, of course, are tearing this apart. The strangest thing to me is that she's turned the comments off. And that's fine. People do that. But she has some type of awareness that the negativity is going to outshine the comeback for her. So she's turned off the comments. She's turned off everything. It has millions and millions of views on this video right now. And by the time that I posted this, she's probably hit 1 million subscribers on this new account. However, if you look through her subscribers, prominent anti-Meghan people are following her, and those are the outspoken ones. I'm following her. We all want to know what's going on. So saying that she has over 1 million subscribers is interesting to see that she could have that type of comeback, but it also is questionable as to how many people are there just to watch her fall. Unfortunately, that's been the storyline for months and years at this point when it comes to Meghan Markle. But this is actually right back to where she started years and years ago. She ran a blog called The Tig right before she married Prince Harry, and she had 1 million subscribers or so when she started gaining interest after news broke that she was going to be marrying Prince Harry and then had to subsequently close down her account. So ironically, this is exactly back to where she started. She also was starring in Hallmark movies at the time that she left the acting world and married Prince Harry, and I'll talk about that more in a moment, but it seems that she's seriously right back where she started. So the launch of this Instagram shouldn't be surprising to anyone, although I do find it interesting that she's been around online since 2022 throughout the launch of some of her most important efforts, like the Parents Network, which she's criticized social media in, saying that it is absolutely horrible, that when she was on social media, it was absolutely insufferable, that she could hardly live because of the bullying that she was receiving. So it's fascinating to me that she would want to put herself back in these shoes once again. Many people have compared this new video to the one that William and Catherine rolled out many months ago that was announcing that Catherine was done with her cancer treatment. And, we can compare all kinds of things here about the fact that it's just on a beach. Yes, that's very true. But Meghan needs to read the room and recognize that this is the comparison that people are going to make based off of the very reason why she's famous. The very reason why she's famous is her connection to the royal family. The New York Times would not be talking about this if Meghan didn't have the status that she did. So to have a prominent comeback video like this compared to William and Catherine's prominent video is highly likely. And it's interesting that she put that video on the beach. Now, granted, Meghan may not be the one that's actually running this account. It's highly likely that she has a team of people that are helping her with this. However, we do know from the way that she has handled her staff when she was a senior working royal, how she's handled her American Riviera Orchard brand, she can't find a CEO, and how she's handled the Archwell Foundation. All of these things she has been highly involved in. And so I would venture to guess that this is actually her account, that she's the one that's managing this, and she is the one that's turned off the comments. However, it's likely that this was launched at the exact same time as the launch of her cooking show, deliberately. So let's talk about that here, because there's clearly a fatal flaw throughout all of this that is spelling disaster. But first, it is 2025, so I want to shout out a sponsor real quick that's helping me reach two of my resolutions for 2025, and that is health and making sure I look completely put together. And so I want to thank, of course, our wonderful sponsor, Ana Lucia Beltran Diamonds, whose new product, the Ana Lucia Jewelry Cleaner, is seriously revolutionizing the world of jewelry. I've been spring cleaning a lot lately, but what I didn't really realize until recently was that you actually need to clean your jewelry too. That is one of the most important things to your health because they sit on your skin all day long. There's bacteria that can grow there, gunk, gross things you need to make sure that you're getting rid of. And many of these chemicals in these other cleaners that claim to help you can actually be harmful to you. So the amazing thing about this product is that it's non-toxic. It is gorgeous. Let me open this for you. And it's doing what many other cleaners aren't doing. It's helping you get rid of those horrible toxins and things, and leaving a beautiful item on your countertops and in your life to make sure that your jewelry is absolutely gorgeous. So you can get 20% off by clicking the link below and using code SWISH20 at checkout. I highly recommend that this is a new resolution for you in 2025. All right, so Meghan Markle's long-awaited Netflix show has been announced. It's called With Love, Meghan, and it's going to be released on January 15th. So we've been talking for a while about whether or not this has been canceled, if this is happening. So they've talked a bit about what people can expect in this new series. It's going to have 8 episodes, and it's featuring a cast of people in every episode that are Meghan's friends. As I've read through this list of people who Meghan will be cooking with, engaging and entertaining with, teaching tips and tricks in her own words, none of these people strike me as anyone as A-list as the people that she had on her podcast series, Archetypes. On Archetypes, she had Paris Hilton. She had Mariah Carey. She had Sophie Trudeau. She had many, many people who were A-list celebrities, but these are the wife of Nacho Figueres, the producer and publisher of certain outlets. It's like she's grasping at people who would like to come and support her. And Abigail Spencer, who has been a staunch friend of hers for quite some time. The only person that I can see who has relative influence is Mindy Kaling. Mindy Kaling is, of course, the star of The Office, The Mindy Show, and she was the only person, including Meghan, from the entire show that was actually invited to the Met Gala last year. Now, that doesn't say a lot. A lot of A-listers actually weren't at the Met Gala, and the Met Gala is going the way of the wind, but it just shows you how low she's had to go to get these type of people to come and join her on this show. So that's the first thing that really struck me. The second thing here is that the Archwell production team has long said that they want to present, quote, illuminating, thought-provoking, and diverse narratives that underscore our common humanity and celebrate community. Now, I could see how this show would fit that category of community, and I'm not really sure what creating diverse narratives means. I don't know. If you know what diverse narratives means, put that in the comments. But other than that, this comes across to me as a very flippant California style that is really just a fluff piece. Maybe something that I'm having play in the background while I'm working, or that automatically plays after I'm done watching Selling Sunset or something like that. I don't watch those shows, but I could see how someone would. It's all about the aesthetics in a show like this. So I challenge how that captures their motivation and mission. Of course, we know that Polo didn't really do that either, but I wonder how that is going to play out here. And frankly, in just watching the trailer here, it's really self-centered. First of all, the name, With Love, Meghan. It's all about Meghan. There's a few lines in here that I thought were really interesting. She says, quote, I love to surprise people with little moments and let them know that I was thinking of them. That comes across as very narcissistic to me, that the whole point of this is to let people know that she was thinking of them. I don't know if she means to come across that way. I know she's meaning for it, hopefully, to come across as that someone is thinking about them and people are feeling loved, but that just seemed like an odd placement in this trailer. She also says that she's not in the pursuit of perfection, and yet the entire thing is totally over-edited, over-manufactured, and that is exactly what her Spotify podcast failed at. It was so overproduced. Everything felt like a long press release. It wasn't hitting the mark in the relationship of authenticity that people are yearning for these days. The very best podcasts and shows in the world are interesting to people because they actually get a behind-the-scenes look and a conversation with the person who's the host. It makes them feel like they actually get to be friends and that you know something about them and that you can engage in a way that maybe they're sitting on your couch and you're just having a little chat. That's what I try to do here. But when it's so overproduced, people are turned off by that. And so I fear that this new show is going to be in a similar vein to Archetypes, where everything is so overly edited. Now, I will give her credit that this looks beautiful from an aesthetic standpoint. If you want to have something that's overproduced and overly saturated and florals and beautiful sets, if that's what you're looking for, then that's great. This is your thing. But I believe that people actually want to hear from her if they are fans of hers, or they're soon going to realize that everything she does is just a show and that you're never going to get to see who the real Meghan Markle is, because she's constantly trying to find something that people are going to listen to her about and hold on to her for. She truly does come across in this trailer like it's an old Hallmark movie. Just even the music in the background, I'm half expecting for this to be a storyline about a girl who learns how to cook and finds her soulmate in the process. There's a short clip in here of her hugging Harry, and I'm sure that was intentional in some regards. But it does play off like something that you would find on the Hallmark Channel, which is exactly back to her roots. What Meghan needs to realize is that femininity is actually a superpower. It's not an aesthetic. And too often in our culture today, we think that by adding flowers and wearing pink and putting bows in our hair, we are more feminine. And that we're on our softer, sweeter side so that nobody can hurt us or harm us. But there's actually something very powerful about femininity. And that's what I talk about on here a lot, about classical femininity. We've seen that in the Princess of Wales. We've seen that in her hard-fought fight through her cancer battle, through horrible media scrutiny. That is where femininity shines. It's in a type of power that's very different than what men can do. It's something that is unique in our culture today. So as Meghan tries to embrace femininity by cooking and hosting, which, by the way, are incredible things. I love those. I love to do those things, and I'm grateful that Meghan is doing feminine, traditional things instead of rolling around on the ground singing Christmas songs like Kim Kardashian did. Don't look that up. It's absolutely horrible. So I applaud Meghan in that respect, but there's more to it. There's so much more to these deeper, richer conversations around femininity than just that. And I think people are going to see through that the same way that they did with her Spotify show. Classical femininity is powerful because it's rooted in values. It goes deeper than aesthetics. It's not just flowers and dresses and bows and friendship and gardening. It's actually something that is rooted in truth, in goodness, and in beauty. And that's something that Meghan has had a hard relationship with in the past. And people are going to recognize that this is nothing more than just a fluff piece. So ultimately, it's highly unlikely that there will be a season 2 of this. So I'd love to know what you think. January 15th, this will be rolling out, and I'll be sharing with you my thoughts on this and more. Don't forget that January 18th, I'm going to be making a very big announcement. I cannot wait. Just make sure you go to the description below and sign up for my email list. Make sure that you're subscribed and listening when we announce. Also, thank you to our sponsor, Ana Lucia Jewelry Cleaner, a fabulous company, a fabulous mission, where you can click the link in the description and get 20% off at analucia.io. I will see you next time. Thank you guys so much for watching.